In this unit, I had taken some notes down while I read chapters 25 and 26, and here are some of the things that I learned. So, the stock market crashed in 1929 on what was called Black Tuesday, and I learned about the Ponzi schemes, which encouraged novice investors to divert funds to unfounded ventures. I also learned a little bit more about the reason for the collapse of the stock market, other than Hoover's failure to take proper care of the Americans, and these were due to underlying issues that had already been happening at the time, and these things were dealing with international economy, poor income distribution, and the psychology of public confidence. And so Franklin Roosevelt came out with the New Deal, and the first part of that had goals that they wanted to achieve, which were bank reform, job creation, economic regulation, and regional planning. And at the time, they also came out with the Emergency Banking Act, which limited circulation of paper money. And there were two significant pieces of the New Deal, which were the Agricultural Adjustment Act, which helped farmers trade, basically just to control overproduction of crops, and the National Industry Recovery Act, which helped establish fair codes for laborers and workers. And then I also learned about the meaning of corrupt capitalism, which is the government destroying food while the citizens are starving in order to drive prices. And during the time of Roosevelt's presidency, even though he came out with all these things to try and reform the economy back to, or restore the economy back to what it was, the economy declined again, even while he was still president. And an interesting fact that I actually learned while I was reading all this was that President Roosevelt had an affair on his wife with her secretary named Lucy Mercer. And then at the end of it, Eleanor Roosevelt, even though they were split up, that she actually ended up becoming the face of civil rights. And the only thing that really changed my views is that after writing this essay, I was under the assumption that when Roosevelt was president, everyone was just on the same page as him. But it turns out that there were people like Sinclair and Townsend that had ideas other than what he had in mind to help restore the economy.